Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Real Talks One podcast. Today, as you would see, I have chosen a topic of imminent interest to a lot of people. We will talk about the impact of AI, especially on the software industry, coding in particular. We'll also discuss the recent results in last week that Meta, Google, Microsoft, and Amazon, all of whom have basically grown their revenue and profits have posted, and overall how the industry is shaping and what we can conclude from some of these results. So, as you would have seen already, Q4 has been very bumper for magnificent seven stocks. Already four of the companies which basically matter, which are basically the big tech companies backbone, essentially Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, and Google, all of them have increased their revenues as well as profits. This has led for all these four stocks to grow further. Each of them are running at all time high at this point of time, which basically again strengthens the fact that the efficiencies, the layoffs that all these companies have done in the past is actually working. They are all able to grow their revenue as well as profits. So, in one end, these companies are even more stronger in the age of AI. And there was a particular statement made by Sundar Pichai for Google that 25% of his code is now being generated by AI. Now, this could be a marketing statement because he's the CEO. Generally, they speak certain things to create a kind of a narrative. And since if you see all the results from the past year onwards, they have been using AI quite a bit, the name AI in their public appearances and speeches. It could be debatable whether the actual code generated is actually 25% or maybe 10%, or maybe in future can it be not 50%. But one thing is extremely clear that uh, you know they are continuously doing job cuts. They are not opening more vacancies and hiring new people. So definitely one thing is clear that they are able to do more with less number of people. In the coming months also, this could also be an alibi of letting go of additional 25% of more people, because he has already made the grounds and narrative that they don't need that many number of people anymore. And since Google have made this narrative, I am sure that soon Amazon and Meta and Microsoft and other such big tech companies will follow suit as such, because nobody wants to be seen as not using AI and not showcasing the benefits of AI that they're getting. This serves two purpose. One, this gives them an opportunity to lay off further more people, saying that we don't need them because we can automate this work by AI. Second of all, each of them are provider of AI tools such as Copilot. So we have Gemini, we have Copilot by Microsoft, etc. So they want to encourage their customers, which are other enterprises, also to adopt these tools in even greater fashion, do more automation using these generative AI tools, so that these big tech players can make more money by selling more of these tools. So it's almost like eating your own dog food, and this makes sense that they have to build this kind of a narrative. There are certain results that have come out where people have been challenging that most of this auto generated code is generated, but to deploy actual software you have to make it go through QA testing, integration. You also have to review this code, and that is being done manually, which may be true. But even if they are generating the 25% code, is a big deal, because tomorrow this 25% can become 50% or even more, right? That will have even more significant impact on the people. And if you have been following some of my podcast, I did already mention that executives at various different companies already think there is a 25 to 30% boost as it is by using generative AI tools. Whether in reality in their existing companies, it is debatable whether that is the level of impact we are seeing or not. But at least in the minds of executive, that impact is already there, right? And this is also fueling the push towards more automation, eliminating job roles that people have. So, As we move forward, I suspect, given how the narrative is building and how these companies have been performing, that the shareholders will send the stocks even at a higher level, and they will push them to continue the same investment in AI while pushing out people from their jobs. So as we move forward towards 2025, I think the basically the groundwork is being laid to lay off further more people, invest very heavily in AI services, which all of these companies are doing, and kick out more people. Now, it could be said that this is mostly marketing, which could be true. I mean, again, nobody knows the exact truth, but again, these are some of the conjecture we are building based upon what we hear in the industry and what we are seeing exactly, that over the last few quarters, all of these companies have been continuously ramping up their revenue and profits. So that is positive. Even when the entire economy across the world is getting impacted and cutting, these companies, which are Magnificent Seven, especially the big tech players, are increasingly improving their revenue and efficiencies. And this is showcasing in the results that they are basically we are seeing. So there is a lot of growth and profits that are fueling the these stocks to rise further in 2025. It also is building the narrative that AI is really working, and it is directly working on these companies. So I think my thinking for future is that today it is 25%. More of these companies will start basically pushing forward the generative AI agenda in such a fashion that soon enough they will say that almost 50% of their code is being done by generative AI. So they don't need actually entry level people. All they need is like senior level or leads who can basically uh, give right kind of prompts, design the systems correctly, and then just use several generative AI agents to go build the actual product by them. Because I think requirements and understanding the business will become more important. There will be a lot more emphasis on soft skills than the hard skills. Don't get me wrong, you definitely need hard skills to build the engineering, build the integrations, understand the concepts, and deliver the results. But the rudimentary entry level, like CRUD applications, calling the different APIs, etc., do you really need humans for doing that? That's the big question mark. This can easily now be done by generative AI, chat GPT, any LLM coding model that you might have seen are able to do those rudimentary tasks like rather easily. And as these models become more robust, as more and more companies start adopting them, I think that it will become secondhand that most of the people will start using these tools as they're using already in their day-to-day activities. And each one of us will improve our productivity manifold, especially as is pertaining to coding. So this will result in further job loss for a lot of people, because many people in software engineering do a lot of grunt work which is like very entry level or does not require a lot of creativity. It's basically just following through the requirements and just plumbing work. That has been the bread and butter of many consulting companies that I know of. And even in product companies, many times people just do grudgery, which we call as grunt work. Is the work that a lot of people do. So again, you can think about it, right? Like when you're writing every code through hand, you're doing your research on Google, and then writing code, versus now just being able to prompt and getting the auto generated code as it is, cuts down your experience from initially like taking couple of days to like a week to generate code, and now you are being able to do that in the matter of couple of hours. So it basically improves your productivity. It also means that if a lot of people in the team start doing that, then you will have a lot more time on hand. So it can go both ways. One is that same number of people will be able to complete their task in one fourth time or half of the time that they used to take earlier, so improving their productivity. Secondly, they can do much more complicated tasks than what they were able to accomplish earlier. Third, like when companies grow, they don't need to basically hire more people, because now same set of people are able to produce four times or three times or two times the work that they were able to produce earlier. And for a lot of entry level work, lot of basic CRUD applications, vanilla software can easily be done by generative AI. You don't need anything. Again, don't get me wrong, any of the work that we do through generative AI needs to be quality tested. We need to make sure that there are guardrails, because again there are chances of errors. So that needs to be done. So there has to be done with the caveat and the like a robust framework of QA and testing alongside it. You cannot do it just blindly. So that is a caveat, and I think companies such as big tech are already cognizant of this fact, and the engineers who are using these systems are also cognizant of this fact. While doing the system, they invest heavily in QA and testing, reviewing the code as they would do for other code as well. Here, it is even more important because these are system generated code. So I think it is very clear that this lays out a very good ground for what we will see in 2025. So we will continue to see implementation of generative AI, especially in the coding area. We would see more job losses because this will be an alibi for companies to get rid of other people. We have already seen how Amazon is kicking out several thousands of people by pushing out an RTO narrative. We already saw even a Meta kind of let go of many managers to move towards more individual contribution. It is happening at Amazon as well. Uh, I have not seen this like really happening in Microsoft yet, but I'll not be surprised if that something is happening in the backgrounds as well. And maybe even at Google, this is something that they may start pushing out. Uh, and the part is that these are the flag bearers of tech industries. Once these companies start adopting certain techniques, other companies, whether or not they're capable of doing this or not, because they're so big fanboys of these companies, they start adopting the same techniques and start implementing it. So I see heavy scrutiny of like job requirements across companies. Companies will continue to keep automating using generative AI and other AI tools that are available for them to in the search of these kind of impact that these big tech companies are able to demonstrate continuously for the last several quarters through their growth in their revenue as well as profit, because that is the end game, right? If you are not able to demonstrate that, then nothing matters what you say. Now whatever they are saying will matter because they are showcasing results. The question is, are these results directly proportional to the investments in AI that they're making, or there is a lot of marketing spin to this? One of the people just recently mentioned in their blog post that Google's question about generating 25% code through AI is mostly through autocomplete feature in one of their tools that they use, rather than generating completely entirely new code. Well, I say even if it is autocomplete, and if they are able to autocomplete 25% of the time, that's still significant improvement. And what stops them from this 25% to maybe like 40% or 50%? And if they are able to do it, that is still productivity improvement for the engineer that is out there, though it is very different from generating 25% to 50% code from scratch without giving it any instructions or anything like that, right? Autocomplete is almost like when you're typing on Google and you write few keywords and it does an autocomplete of your sentence. Is different from automatically writing the search for you, right? But it's still productivity improvement, and if it can do that in code, that's definitely helpful. So the actual impact still remains to be seen, but what I can tell you for sure, as I have been telling earlier as well, that generative AI, as we know, has already upended the software industry, particularly coding. As we move forward, a lot of entry level job losses will be there. Even many of the existing people who have jobs in these companies are going to be eliminated thanks to generative AI and AI and automation that is already underway. The whole industry of computer science, software engineering is up for a big transformation. It's undergoing as we speak right now. And in 2025, also, I can speak with confidence now that a lot of entry level vanilla jobs are going to be evaporated. They are not going to come back again. So build some soft skills, build critical thinking skills that will be relevant for anybody actually. Now, focus is that as we look at the software engineering and coding in general, uh, you will have to be able to think about domain experience. Just pure vanilla engineering skills. Oh, I know Python, or I can do data engineering. I know data warehousing. I know visualization, or I know cloud computing, etc., is not going to cut it. You can check out some of my videos on product sense. So that is very important. Will be a differentiator. Soft skills are your ability to navigate different people, work in different ambiguous requirements. That is going to shine and put you apart. People who need a lot of hand holding, who need exact requirements, people who just work on basic CRUD applications, basic UI, basic website building, are no longer going to be required. So I also suspect a lot of the system integrators like Which or IBM, Accenture, Deloitte, etc., will also see a lot of job losses because you are no longer going to require some of those skills. Also, I can think about research specifically, research of companies and research of markets, etc. A lot of these management consultants like McKinsey or BCG, they used to generate these industry reports and all. This can be easily done by generative AI, like text-based or visualization-based research and article publications. So we'll see a lot of job losses in that direction as well as people start adopting generative AI-based content generation. So I think in 2025 we'll see a lot of these changes start happening. Many companies have started adopting the generative AI tool as it is, and at least for Magnificent Seven, four of the main companies, which are top tech companies, big tech companies, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, and Google, are already showcasing very good results. So in times to come, I think this is going to be big for the overall industry. Now, let me move on to the search. So, recently, as you would have seen, OpenAI also launched their search. There is another company, Perplexity, also has their generative AI based search. And you can see one of my podcasts where I talked about OpenAI or ChatGPT, how it compares with search. And this is not going to eat away a lunch of Google. As is very clear that Perplexity and ChatGPT has been there now almost for 2 years, and Google is only ramped up their revenue and profit. So it should be a testimony to the fact that nobody is coming and threatening Google for now. Even when OpenAI is launching their search, and shortly, I think Meta is also going to launch their generative AI based search as well. Uh, any competition in the market dominated by Google is welcome. As it is, Bing already exists there, right? And they also have generative AI capabilities. Many people don't know, but Google also has generative AI capabilities in their search. In fact, the first result of Google is generative AI based. I mean, I have been using it for last, I would say, 1 year plus already. I think you have to enable it going in one of your settings, but Google already has that, right? And tomorrow, if any of these generative AI players want to monetize this, so far they have not done, but they can also start doing the same kind of results that Google has by integrating search ads in their generative AI results as well. Google can do that as well too. For now, nobody is doing it, but they can. But it remains to be seen whether they'll still be able to eat the business of Google. I don't see that happening right away. Even if a lot of people have moved on to generative AI based search or open AI, or even just chat GPT, even not even search, just chat GPT or Perplexity to do many of their researches. Because the fact of the matter is, not every kind of search query is monetizable. Product searches are monetizable, which are now happening more and more on Amazon, not even on Google. So Amazon is your number one channel for product searches, and that's the reason they are now the third largest ad generators in the US. Number one being Google, number two being Facebook, and third is Amazon. And the reason for that is because there is a lot more demand for products, and in Amazon you can directly sell products. So people directly go to Amazon to search those products, and there it makes sense to show you those product ads, and hence Amazon is able to make more money. Traditionally, that used to be the case with Google, but that throne has been, now taken over by Amazon for not now but last 4 to 5 years. Actually, this has already happened, and it continues to remain the same way. But for the remainder search of queries which are non-product based, or remainder queries still happen on Google, and even Facebook's ads are still popular, people see them. But uh, Google still makes a lot of money through ads. And Bing already exists, Perplexity already exists, now OpenAI will have its search, Meta will also open its search as well. These are big products. Maybe they'll take some market share, but I doubt it they'll take it at the expense of Google. It's more likely they'll take share from Bing, or they'll take share from some other third party engines that already exist. But again, time is the real test which will tell us what happens. But as I understand, for the near future, at least in 2025, Google will still consolidate their revenues, they'll still grow their profit, they'll still remain the market leader in search, even if OpenAI launches their search, and even Meta launches their search. I am much more excited about Meta search to see if they come out with completely new experiences. The Meta is also a very innovative company through their either whether through their acquisition of WhatsApp, or even their focus on Facebook, or when you see their focus on Instagram. I have much more. My bets will be much more focused on Meta as opposed to OpenAI search. So there are interesting times, and again, I'll share my views as that story develops and I see more results on the ground. But for now, I don't think anybody threatens Google search. They're solidly growing, even using generative AI, and for 2 years generative AI has already existed. ChatGPT had already existed, Perplexity has already existed. They have not been able to take away business from Google as we know it, even if early adopters are using these systems. There is a reason why Google is being used, and it has only grown and consolidated its business further in the coming months. This was it from my side. So, a couple of takeaways from this discussion. One, the generative AI is here to stay. You would see more job losses, especially in the coding, entry level and mid level, jobs in software across various companies. You would also see this broader kind of penetration of generative AI and automation across big tech as well as non-big tech companies as well. So which will result in further automation and job cuts. Google search will remain top. Already, when Meta search and OpenAI search starts becoming mainstreaming, and a lot of start people using it, then we can do an evaluation whether they have taken any market share from Google or not. But for now, we don't see that happening, even when Perplexity or even Bing or ChatGPT has already been existing for the at least for past 2 years, and they have not taken any significant share of revenue from Google thus far. So that will be my take for this point of time. Do write to me, let me know if there are any other questions that you have, or any other thoughts or topic you would like me to cover. Please take care. We have already entered in November. It is November 3rd today as we speak, and I'll shortly cover some of the other broader layoffs that are happening in the industry. Please take care. Do like, share, and subscribe this channel. If there are any other thoughts or questions that you have, please write to us. We'll be more than happy to cover that. But this is very important topic. You should all consider this, because we are in a transformative stage right now, and this lays out a very good grounding for the what is going to come in 2025. Till then, take care. Have a nice day, and bye.